video cam without that speaker. Give me a sec. Okay. Get ready now. All right. Zachariah Jackson, Basa News. Today, I'm going to talk to a family that's from Columbia, South Carolina. Is that correct?
Yes, we're originally from Newark, New Jersey. We just migrated here in 2019.
Oh, so you guys are recently went down to South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you this right here, just for a little history. Your family originally from Columbia?
My family's originally from Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, your whole family? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so you just decided to move down south?
Well, I went to Benedict College, and when we had a few losses in my family and everything, and so just to kind of start over, I moved here with the girls.
Oh, wow. Okay. No, see, I thought that perhaps that you guys was originally from there. Oh, okay. So now, for the program tonight, segment that we're talking about, a missing young lady, can you spell her name and actually say her name, because I'm having a little problem with it?
Yeah, her name is Sanaa, just like the actress Sanaa Lathan.
Okay.
So it's Sanaa, just like the actress.
Okay. And it's an M in it, is that her middle initial?
M is her middle initial.
Okay. And what's her last name?
Amenhotep. Her father is Sharif Amenhotep.
Amenhotep. Okay.
Amenhotep.
Okay, because I had no way I looked at the dictionary and tried to figure out how to pronounce that word, Amenhotep.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm sorry that she's missing. Now, tell me a little bit about her. How old is she?
She's 15 years old. You want to know kind of like her personality?
Yes, we want to go through the whole
She's
thing.
She's a very sweethearted girl. We have a nickname in our family where we call her Hari, or we call her Keiki. Hari is short for Mahari, and Keiki is just because she's just really sweet.
Okay.
She's kind of like, wants to make friends. Very charismatic and outgoing girl.
Okay.
I don't know. She's just, I think a part of the problems and the woes was she's just, she's friend crazy to a degree. And so it's always kind of hard, where she'll meet a girl, she'll be friends with her, and suddenly this is her best friend,
Oh, okay.
Trying to that is kind of difficult. But in a nutshell, she's just an all-around sweethearted girl.
So she becomes attached to friends a lot.
Right, friends mean a lot, at that age. So,
Yeah.
For her, she's loyal sometimes to a fault. And, she does people, and her argument to me is, I wouldn't want them to do it to me, so I wouldn't do it to them.
Okay. I see. So, Sanaa, she's not a person that would normally run away.
Well, she is. Maybe about a little bit under 3 years ago, we had some problems with her behavior, her running away, getting involved with some of the wrong people, which was kind of a big.
I just lost you there.
Yeah. So she was starting to display some, questionable behaviors in terms of, not wanting to go to school and running away. This was a little bit under 3 years ago now. But what we knew about her is that if she would run away or she would leave home, see, I'm the one that say running away, but really it's like, I tell her she can't go, she goes anyway.
Right.
But she always comes back, you understand?
Okay, but in that episode of running away, did she stay out all night or whatever, or she just went for the day?
Well, she didn't run away this time.
I'm talking about from before. You said 3 years ago.
Right, when she started to first run away, she would first run away overnight.
Okay.
Right, so she would go out maybe 8:30, or it'd be a thing where I tell her to come home by 10, and she just doesn't come at all, or just show up about 2:30 in the morning, or maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. So that had been for a little bit of time, and then when we relocated, it kind of just I'm thinking we're in the clear because she doesn't know anyone. But of course, when she starts getting out and going to school and meeting people, she starts to meet people. And of course now, a little bit different here because most of the kids her age are driving.
Oh, yes, 16 out there, right?
Right. Versus, home in New Jersey, they're not really driving legally.
Right. So if they get a car, they just borrow the car for a minute and,
Right.
wouldn't be like, okay, they can just drive all over the state.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I think the night that she went missing, everyone was alarmed because we know she doesn't go without the phone. Even when trying to discipline her, like if she goes out and I did not give her permission, I wanted to. So when the phone kept going to voicemail, and it just kept going, that's not her personality. And then I go in the room after I already made the missing persons report that night, and her charger's there, and her key is there, and her purse is there, and I'm like,
wow.
Something is definitely wrong. And to go this amount of time without even making contact with her sister, something is definitely not right.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. Wow. Okay. So, do you think she have a cell phone on her, or?
I don't know. See, I as her mother and knowing her, I would say, without a doubt, my daughter is gone against her will. I agree with it. Her sisters agree with it.
How many kids do you have?
I'm sorry?
How many kids do you have living in the house?
It's me and my girls, and I just keep it loosely that way because I'm not really sure what's going on, and I don't want to make us a target.
Sure.
So, but
is she the oldest?
She is.
Oh, wow.
And what's sad about that is that I know based on kind of how things are going, that I really strongly believe that my daughter is gone against her will, and she could be in danger.
Let's go back to that day that you discovered that she was gone. Was it a Monday, Tuesday? Was it a Sunday?
It was a Monday.
A Monday. And like, what time did you discover that she wasn't at home?
She came to the door and said, "Mom, can we go and take pictures?" That had to be about 9:30, 9:40.
In the morning?
No, in the evening.
In the evening, okay.
So by the time I stepped back in, I noticed that my other daughter is here, but she's not. And I said, "Well, where's she?" "Oh, she's with so-and-so," right? And I'm like, okay, here we go again. So I call her phone maybe about 30 minutes later, and it's a quick ring, and it goes straight to voicemail. So I first thought she's sending me the voicemail.
Sure.
But everything was fine because I asked her around 5:30. I said, "What you got planned today? You got anything you trying to do?" She had kept the kids that day. I had to work on site. Everything was fine. This is spring break, so
Right.
I'm like, "Do you have anything you want to do?" This is my way of saying, okay, we can negotiate some things you can do today. She's like, "No, I want to stay around here." And even when she asked me to go and take pictures, she had like a fleece blanket thrown around her shoulders. One of her little fleece blankets that she kind of snuggled with, like on my couch or something.
Sure.
She had that thrown around her shoulders, and she had on Crocs. And if you know anything about my daughter, she's really flashy. So she's got the long nails, eyelashes. She's got to have belly, what is it?
Belly pierce? Like her ear?
Well, she's got that, but she wears the chain,
Okay.
like the waist beads. And she didn't have that. She had on a NASA t-shirt, something she washes her hair in, and some pink Crocs. So we knew she wasn't planning to leave.
Now, Crocs are shoes, is that right?
Right.
Okay. The rubber shoes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow.
So, when she didn't come back, and what alarmed me was after I called the phone and it kept going to voicemail after that, I said, something's not right.
Now, let me ask you this right here. When you said that at 9:30 she asked you, could we go to take pictures? Now, when she said, could we go, Is she talking about all of you guys or her and her
No,
friend?
she was talking about she and her sister.
To go at 9:30 at night to take pictures.
Only right outside my door at a swing. There's a swing. We live in a complex.
Okay.
Gated community. So it's a swing right outside the building next to me. So it's, you know, kind of all joined together.
So you would get good pictures even at night there.
Well, the girls, you know, got the iPhones.
Yes.
They're always snapping pictures. So
Sure.
it could be, and you know, keep in mind this is the beginning of spring break. So
That's
they're
right.
out of school that whole week.
Okay.
You know, and as long as they're back in here 10 o'clock, it's really not a problem.
Sure. Okay. So, all right. So you come home. I guess, did you leave or did you?
No, I was right at my neighbor's house. Literally, I open my door, I see my neighbor's door. Likewise.
So you was at your neighbor's house at night?
I was standing in my neighbor's door.
Okay.
And when they came to the door, because they had already been in the house, my cousin was here. My cousin, she's pregnant. She was here with them while I was standing next door. But she ended up coming out to tell me, hey, the girls are trying to get you. So that's when my daughter came over and was like, Mom, can we take the pictures? And I'm like, okay. So they went and take the pictures. When I came back in and my other daughter was here, I'm like, where's Kiki? She said, oh, she went out.
Oh, so she didn't go out with her sister. She went out by herself.
No, she went out with her sister.
Okay.
But when the sister ran into another person, and I can't mention the name because it's a minor.
Sure.
So, you know, that person was the last person to see my daughter.
Okay. Wow. So after that, you called and it went straight to voicemail. And when did you notify the authorities?
When they got here, I had to make the call maybe about 11:10 because I called her phone. It was like 11. It was like 11:45 when I walked back over here. I called her phone. It went rung straight to voicemail, and I'm like, So I called it again, maybe 5 minutes later. Then I called it right back. So when that happened, I'm like, let me go ahead and do this now. I called law enforcement. They got here maybe about 11:10, something like that. I made the report. I tried to call her again about 11:55 before I went to bed, and nothing. Just kept going up. And even to this day, it's still going to voicemail.
Wow. So at this point, the phone is probably dead.
I don't know.
Because you said the charges was in the house.
Yeah, but she wouldn't even go out to take pictures if the phone wasn't charged.
Okay.
You know, if your battery is almost dead, you're not going to get a good quality picture on an iPhone anyway.
That's the truth. Wow. Have you reached out? I'm sure you have. You and your husband. I guess you guys have reached out to many of her friends, and no one have seen her.
Right.
Do you trust the friends because you guys only have like 2 years down there? Or those are friends?
I mean, I don't trust people I've known all my life. So
Sure.
that to me, that's a trick question.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not trying to trick you. Just was wondering. Wow. So at this point, a challenge. Where are you at with this here, and how are you getting along? Because this has been a long time now. We're almost going into a month soon. How are you getting along, you and your husband? How y'all getting along?
Well, we're not going to stop.
And talking to the authorities today, has it offered any comfort at all in South Carolina?
It's hard for anybody to offer you comfort where it doesn't include bringing back your child.
Sure. Wow. Have you guys hung posters around town?
Yes.
You've done that. Let me ask you this right here. Okay. You're in a gated community, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when you leave that gated community, is there a guard at the door, at a gate?
No.
Okay. So you leave by what, like a video, like a code or something of that nature?
That's a whole nother story.
Oh, okay. Is there video at all?
Another good question. I'll leave it at that.
What have the complex people say? The people that run the complex, what have they said?
Well, they're in terms of those details, they only reserve their comments for law enforcement.
And have law enforcement reach out to them on that stuff?
From my understanding, yes.
And have they talked to you about any progress that they got from that section?
No.
What grade would she be in this year?
10th grade.
And how was she doing in school?
She was fair now.
Did she like it down there? Did she like the school? Because it's a different environment from New Jersey.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand what these questions have to do with finding her.
Well, it's not a matter that I'm just trying to figure out the comfortability and just talking to try to keep the conversation going, because this right here is going to be on Facebook and and YouTube, so people want to know just some things. There's nothing to trying to incriminate anybody, nothing like that. That right there is definitely not what this is about. Just trying to get a feel of what kind of person that she was, and things like that. So don't take offense.
Like I said, she was a very outgoing, charismatic girl. She is a very outgoing and charismatic girl. She's very people oriented. She wallflower. She's not a house person. She's not reserved. She's very, very much an extrovert. Yeah, I mean.
I know it's hard.
It's really, really hard because when we have these conversations, it's almost like, sometimes people are talking about it in the past tense, and I don't accept at this point. Well, I believe that my daughter is going to come home to me. Just wanting her to come home safe, of course.
Sure.
At this point, that's really all I want. If I'm being honest, just let me hug her again.
And I believe with faith, I think that's what you're going to get. But I just to clear the air is that I'm not talking about her in the past tense. I'm just talking about her before her departure.
I get that.
Yeah.
I just think that it's a little uncomfortable when you're talking and they're saying, "What was she and how was she?" I mean.
Yeah.
Just giving you a little scope of my lens as a mom, someone who has to go to bed tonight and she's not home, and if you have children,
I understand. I understand.
This is not to target you. This was just kind of a generalized statement,
Because I'm trying to just, what I'm trying to, and again, you know what, I got your daughter name, but I don't actually have your name.
Oh, my name is Salima Graham Fleming.
Salima Graham Fleming. So you don't mind me calling you Salima. Well, Salima, just knowing the different environment of what a South Carolina is versus a New Jersey. It's different. South Carolina is different than Charlotte. Columbia is much different than Charlotte, North Carolina, So just to kind of figure out, and maybe this conversation can put some, some thoughts in your head, because you're down there. Now, if I was down there with you guys, I would be looking for her with you, and stuff. So that's, just to talk about. Sometimes when you talk about things, you say, oh, wow, I didn't think of that, and stuff come up, and nothing really comes up in silence,
Right.
stuff, you know.
Well, just going back to what you asked me about, how she was adjusting.
Yes.
At first, she didn't like it at all.
Okay.
I don't think any of the girls liked it at all. And so, they wanted to go back, and they did go back for a period of time with their dad. And when they came back, it was a kind of COVID, so everybody was staying still. And before long, she started to, develop some friendships here. And of course, she is crazy about her father. So any opportunity to connect with him, she's definitely going to do that. They look exactly alike and everything. So they got their own thing, So that would be, with the exception of Dad and maybe a few friends in New Jersey, she was telling me that she didn't want to move back because she was, getting used to it.
Oh, okay.
So, but not to say that she wouldn't want to go back to New Jersey, because I know she's got at least 2 really good friends there. And of course, Dad lives there. She's got siblings there. My sister's there.
Okay. Have you reached out to any of her siblings, or any of her siblings up here, or her friends up here? Have you reached out to them?
Yes, we have. Okay. Yes, we have. And the friends that she has there are very, very concerned. And for me, as a parent, I kind of keep a boundary, because I don't want anybody else's child to be in distress. Sure. So if at a point where I get a call from another parent, of course I would share a lot more, but I wouldn't do that to a child, because I'm, just knowing my own daughter, I know she would be taken under if something happened to one of her friends.
Sure. Have y'all put together search parties down there?
Hello?
Yes. Have y'all put together search parties down there? Did y'all have a day of searching for her?
Oh, we have several. They're still going on now as we speak.
Wow. Did they bring the dogs in?
That's what I'm pressing for that.
Okay. I thought that was standard procedure for them to bring the dogs in.
Right.
Okay. Would you mind me asking, your complex and your community in Colombia, not leaning on any friction, but what kind of community is it?
Mostly the people here are either working or military people.
Okay. What are they different religions and different races and things in the community?
Yes.
So did
yes, they are.
So did she have friends with different races and stuff of that nature, or?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know that most people, when they move back or move down south and things of that nature, that they normally reach and move to not all one-sided community.
Mm-hmm.
They move more like a biracial community they move to. Most people move back. Well, I call it move back because I reckon the grandmothers come out of there. My family come from Georgia. So, yes. Oh, wow. So, is there anything that you want to talk about at this point?
Well, I really want to see my daughter. Again, I'm not really sure about what's going on. I need her to know that her family loves her.
Okay.
In my heart, as a mother, I feel like this is totally against her will. So I'm praying that she is safe and she's taken care of, and that she's not being mistreated.
Sure. One question I want to ask, it kind of slipped my mind. Does she have a MySpace account?
I don't think she does anything with MySpace.
What about with, am I saying it right, MySpace? What about a Facebook account?
No Facebook.
No Facebook. But okay, I meant Instagram. That's what I meant to say.
Yes, she does have that.
Okay, and have y'all checked it?
Mm-hmm. She hasn't logged in.
Wow. Do you know the last day that she logged in?
That day at about 9:57.
Oh, okay. Before they was taking the pictures.
Right while they were probably taking the pictures.
Yeah, because kids are on that all the time.
Uh-huh.
I even have what is it called? Instagram. I have it, but I don't know how to use it. You know, I don't know. I mainly do Facebook, more mature. I have it. I think it's connected to Facebook some kind of way or whatever. Yeah, but okay. And what was the pictures that she took on that one?
I'm confused about the question. Can you ask it another way?
Okay. You said that she logged in at 9:50.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Was it the pictures in the yard that she took when she logged into it, or
It's pictures with her and her sister. They actually took the same pictures and put them on both the pages. So.
Okay. The pictures from that night that she actually couldn't take pictures.
Right.
Oh.
Because they did some kind of video in the house, and that's the profile picture for both.
Oh, okay. Well, is there any, as we come into a close of this, is there anything that you want to say, or is there a number or something that you want to put out there that for people to reach out to you?
Yes, we have a $10,000 reward for the safe return of my daughter.
Okay.
I and her father only want her safe, return safe.
Okay.
You know, her father would say, you know, we ain't the police. I'm just saying, bring my baby back here in one piece.
Yes.
She's not a violent child. She's not a street child. She's not into any of that. We broke our necks so that she wouldn't have to be.
That's right.
And so all we want is her safe return. Any leads to it, listen, her father's very adamant. Nobody's playing with you. We don't have time.
Sure.
You know, are we walking around with $10,000 on us? Absolutely not. Nobody smart would do that.
Sure.
But one thing you can assure is that if you can bring us back our little girl in one piece, you wouldn't have to blink twice about your money.
Sure.
It's so sad that you have to do that. And that as people of color, we don't have enough community to say, this is wrong. You know, we shouldn't treat each other like this.
No.
But then we watch a verdict of a black man get some justice for being killed on camera. We all saw it.
Yes.
My understanding about a trial is that you have to bring reasonable doubt. We watched a man kneel on a man's neck for 9 minutes, 29 seconds with his hands in his pockets.
Sure.
And the man was cuffed.
Yeah.
We had to watch that.
Yeah.
And everybody cried on their knees for something that was blatantly, openly proven.
Sure.
And then we turn around and do things to women and girls, in particular, and nobody wants to say anything.
Act like it don't even exist.
And then we say we want justice. We don't know how to treat each other.
Confused.
We don't know how to treat each other. We don't treat each other well.
No, without a doubt.
If I abused my children and beat them up and didn't feed them, and somebody else did it to them and I complained, I would look crazy.
Sure. Well,
and that's how we look.
Yeah, well, we on the avenue of abuse with each other, and I think that now that we talk about this thing, that more so people will understand that, you know what, you can be abusive also. You know, we can, you know, there's many levels of abuse that we do, you know, and that we hurt one another. You know, maybe we need to go punch a bag or something to get the rage out of us. But we do have that rage, and we have it in many facets of life, you know. So I understand that right there. But we definitely want Shania. You call it Shania, right? Shania? Sanaa.
You know Sanaa Lathan?
No.
The actress from Love and Basketball?
No. I'm not. Yeah, I know you talk about, but I never knew her name.
Her name is Sanaa.
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 Yeah, okay.
It means beautiful work of art.
Yeah. Is this like a African name?
Swahili.
That's African, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
But it is a Swahili translation. It is written in hieroglyphics in the pyramids.
Sanaa.
Her entire name, Sanaa Mahari.
Sanaa Mahari. Okay.
It means praise God, we're forgiven. What a beautiful work of art.
And the last name is
Amenhotep.
Amenhotep. Okay.
He who dwells in the realm of perpetual peace.
And what do that name come from? Is that Egyptian or is that?
It is Egyptian. It is written in the hieroglyphics as well. It comes from Amenhotep III, which is one of the kings, original kings from Egypt.
Oh, okay.
Founder of monotheism, which is the belief in one God.
Yes. I'm familiar with monotheism. I think I've read the Quran over and over. I read parts of. I didn't know what that word meant when I read it years ago, but I sure looked it up. I had never heard of it before. Okay, so we're gonna, every week come back with you and try to see what kind of progress have been made. And I'm gonna post this in less than an hour, and we just gotta, stay prayerful, and let God lead her back to you guys, and so you can love on her and give her all the strength that she needs. And today is a very difficult point in history to be a young person because it's just so many characteristics, so many characters, and at some point we're going to have to come together and study these characters, because I can tell you this right here. I was born in 1963, and so right now I'll be 58 years old in 2 months. The characters that we have today, we just didn't have them like that years ago. We don't know who's who. They even talking about putting the letter X on your license, so you're not even identified. You know what I mean? So I don't know who's pulling the strings for the puppets, but someone is, and it's tearing down our fabric, and it offers confusion to the young people. Because you know what? When you meet people today, I don't even know who they are. You understand what I mean? It's almost like being in a movie where you land on another planet and you're trying to identify who's human and who's an alien. And some of them look just like you. You got to say, identify yourself. You know what I mean? Kind of remind me of the old Batman when a lot of people was dressed up like Batman and Robin was punching some of them. He said, Batman, you know what I mean? And he wanted to hear his voice back, you know what I mean? So, that's where we at today. And, we, the religious institutions, the church, the synagogue, the Buddhist temple, the Muslim mosque, we need a state of a union address about this today. Because, the cry today, we don't even know whether we should shed tears or not. We have no idea. Okay, and again, give your name again.
Salima Graham Fleming.
Salima Graham Fleming. Okay, well, thank you, Salima, and we're going to keep her in prayer. Lord, please bring her back, and let her know that we love her, that we really want her home. And no matter what's going on out there, home is the best place for her. She's a young woman and young lady. And there's still a lot of development and loving that she needs from the house. So I leave you today, Salima, and say thank you, and for you and your husband to just stay strong, and I'll continue to call you and just to get updates.
Okay, and will I have access to this link?
It's going to be on YouTube. I'm going to send it to Sharice. And are you on YouTube? Are you on Facebook?
I am.
Okay. Okay, well, let me end the interview, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to befriend you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, again, this is Zachariah Jackson, Basa News, a story out of Columbia, South Carolina. The young lady has been missing since April 4th, is that correct?
5th.
April 5th. And the last seen at about 9:55 p.m., I imagine. And that's the last note that we have of her. So again, if anyone out there know anything, please get in contact with the authorities and get in contact with the family, which I will post how that need to be done. Again, thank you, Zachariah Jackson, Basa News. Good night.